Hey guys, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for stopping by. And you guys, 2021 just went by like this, like with a blink of an eye. The year just ended. Is it just me or you guys also think in the same way? Let me know in the comment section down below. And it feels so good to be back in front of camera and filming for you guys. You guys probably know that I recently moved to California and a lot of like hustle bustle was going on in my life, so I could not really get a chance to film. You know, like moving to a completely different state, taking all your belongings. Of course I couldn't take all of my belongings, so I had to buy a lot of things, like set up new apartment. It was pretty hectic. The entire month of December was pretty hectic for me, and that's the reason why I was not uploading regularly, but I hope that I will be able to upload regularly from now onwards. And when I was moving, one of my studio lights actually broke, so I had to order it and I had to wait until it arrives. And I'm playing with some new lightings today, so if the lightings is a little bit wanky, so please bear with me. I'm still like trying to figure out the actual lighting setup. So yeah, enough blabbering. In today's video I'm going to talk about all my favorite products from the year of 2021. To be completely honest with you guys, 2021 was pretty tough on me both physically and mentally, so I did not have a chance of trying out so many products, but I have tried quite a few products and I think these products need a shout out from my side. 2021 was more like taking care of myself, like taking care of my health and stuff. So yeah, I have actually a bucket full of makeup with me, so we have to go through this entire bucket. Let's just not waste much time. And before starting, if you are new to the channel, then hi, I am Neeta. I upload makeup, skincare and beauty related videos here on my channel. If those things interest you, then please consider subscribing. It will mean a lot to me. And if you are already a subscriber, then thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. So yeah, without further blabbering, let's get started. I'm starting with the eye makeup products first, because you guys must have noticed that I have been uploading a lot of eye makeup tutorials for my YouTube shorts, for my Insta feeds and for my YouTube channel, just eye makeup tutorials. So I have tried quite a few eyeshadow palettes during this year and so many of them are so good. So let's just first start with the affordable ones. So let's just quickly talk about these Wet n Wild 10 Pan Eyeshadow Palettes over here. This is in the shade Call Me Sunshine and this is in the shade Lights Off. Wet n Wild came out with these eyeshadow palettes I think in the beginning of 2021, and I tried it up until recently, I would say like 3 or 4 months ago, and I am blown away by the quality of these eyeshadow palettes. Wet n Wild's eyeshadow formula is in general really good, and these palettes are not exception at all. My favorite one is this one right here, this yellow one, partly because I do not have any such like yellow themed eyeshadow palette in my collection, and also the formula is super good. Wet n Wild has done an amazing job with these eyeshadow palettes. The mattes are, oh my god, like they're so soft and buttery and they are pigmented. The shimmers are stunning as well. Like look at the shimmer shades over here, and the shades are pretty unique. It is a yellow themed eyeshadow palette, but the shades are like, you can get a little bit of greenish gold, you can get a little bit like olivey gold over here, and you will also get a topper shade over there. So you are getting a lot of different like formulas in these palettes, and I don't really know why so many people are not talking about these eyeshadow palettes, because the formula is stunning, I'm telling you. So do not skip on these eyeshadow palettes, these are so good. This one is more like a cool toned themed eyeshadow palette. You are getting a beautiful green over here. Oh, look at this, look at the pigmentation, and this shimmer, it's metallic, it's foiled and what not. But I would suggest you to use a glitter primer underneath, because since it's very metallic, it's kind of flaky, and if you are not into that kind of like chunky foiled metallic eyeshadow shade, then you might not like it. So yeah, I would suggest you to use a glitter primer underneath. BH Cosmetics. Now BH Cosmetics launched some bomb eyeshadow palettes in the year of 2021, and I tried two of them. One is this Calling in Chicago and one is this Blueberry Muffin palette. The formula of these eyeshadow palettes, you guys, I'm telling you, these are so good. These 16 pan eyeshadow palettes from BH Cosmetics, they are so good. And I recently tried this particular eyeshadow palette. I have created a beautiful eye look on my channel. You can go ahead and check it out. I will link it in the description bar down below. It is again a gold themed eyeshadow palette, pretty warm toned, and this palette actually reminds me a lot of the Kylie Cosmetics 24 like birthday edition eyeshadow palette. I think this might be a really good dupe for that. I got these eyeshadow palettes because of these gold shades over there, and the shimmers are beautiful in this palette. Like, look at the pigmentation over here, look at this yellow gold, it's beautiful, and this like copper shade over here. The shimmers in this palette are so stunning. You can totally see they are blinding, they are foiled, they are metallic. The mattes are beautiful too. Like, look at the pigmentation over here. See, here is the Blueberry Muffin palette. It's more like a cool toned like blue themed eyeshadow palette. And you guys, when I got this eyeshadow palette, this teal shade, like, I was blown away by the quality of this eyeshadow palette. Nobody can tell that these palettes are under like $15. The quality is so high-end, so beautiful. Do not skip on these eyeshadow palettes. These are stunning. Like, look at that teal. Don't you think it's just super duper nice? It's metallic, it's foiled, the matte shades are pigmented, they blend beautifully. I love these eyeshadow palettes and I highly recommend you getting them. Colourpop. Now this brand does not need any introduction. This brand is known for their eyeshadow formula, and I have tried quite a few eyeshadow palettes from Colourpop this year and they are so good. I have tried this Cabana Club eyeshadow palette, and this Disney Hocus Pocus eyeshadow palette, Sweet Talk eyeshadow palette, and also It's a Mood eyeshadow palette, and I created so many looks here on my channel. The quality of Colourpop eyeshadow is, like, I would say it's high-end. I don't know how Colourpop does it. This is the Disney palette. It is a limited edition palette, but look at the color story. If you are into this color story and if you can get this eyeshadow palette, I think you totally grab it, because first of all, it has a nice variety of like nude, everyday neutral shades, and you also get a little pop-up color as well. So I think this is a pretty versatile eyeshadow palette, and my favorite one is this Sweet Talk palette from Colourpop because of the formula. Because you guys probably know I love my warm tones, and that's what I'm wearing today on my eyes. Not this palette, I'm wearing warm tones, and this palette is a perfect example of like beautiful peachy warm shadows, and the mattes are beautiful, the shimmers are beautiful. You are also getting a pressed glitter. I am not really a big fan of pressed glitters like this because they can go like everywhere. I would prefer like a liquid glitter or a loose glitter. I can mix it up with some mixing medium and I can totally apply it. I do not necessarily like the pressed glitters in these palettes, but yeah, overall the quality is really nice. Mascaras. When it comes to mascaras, there are three mascaras that just stood out to me this year, and the first one is this Big Poppa mascara from Wet n Wild. Now I am blessed with naturally like long lashes, and I love this mascara. I do not wear falsies every single day. This mascara, it just separates your lashes. It gives my lashes volume, length, and it is super duper black. I can layer it and it does not look clumpy. I personally do not like clumpy eyelash look. That's just not my vibe, but it just gives me that beautiful fluttery lashes, and every time I wear this particular mascara, people actually give me compliment on my lashes, and they're like, oh, is it your natural lashes or are you wearing some kind of like lash extension? And when I tell them I'm wearing a Drugstore mascara, this one, they're like, oh, is this so good? Yes, it is so good, and I think you should not skip on this particular mascara. This is a good one. So next mascara is this Essence Lash Princess Volume Mascara. I like the one that comes in a green bottle. So recently I went to Ulta and they were out of that green one and I just picked this one up, and this is as good as the green one. It just again gives my lashes volume. It just holds the curl beautifully. It does not flake, does not budge. It separates my lashes and it is super duper black. I highly recommend you getting this mascara. Another mascara, I think I featured it in one of my monthly favorite videos. I'm talking about my Maybelline Sky High mascara, not the waterproof one, the regular one. I do not like waterproof mascaras. I do not have it with me right now. It's in the other room, and my husband is currently busy with a Zoom meeting, so I do not really want to disturb him. I will insert a picture over here instead. Again, that mascara is so good. It again just separates my lashes, gives my lashes a nice amount of volume. It's not as intense as my Essence mascara, but that mascara is on its own is so good. I would say it gives me more length than volume. So what I personally do is I apply that mascara, the Maybelline one, and then I go with this Lash Princess one from Essence, and they just the combo just gives me beautiful, like super nice and wispy lashes, which I absolutely love. Done with eye makeup. Now let's just quickly jump into the base products. I had quite a few primers this year, and so many of them are so good because I decluttered my old primers. They were super old, so I decluttered so many of my primers. I needed more, and I tried quite a few of them. First of all, this Milani SPF BFF SPF 30 primer. Got the recommendation from Juicy Jazz. She is, by the way, amazing, and she is one of my favorite YouTubers out there. So it's basically a clear like moisturizer with an added SPF of 30, and it just blends beautifully, and it also provides a little bit of hydration and glow to the skin. I hope you can see it. And it also provides a little bit of like moisturizing effect and a little bit of tackiness, and my foundation just glides on smoothly on top of it. Like, even if my makeup has skincare in it, I still use an SPF underneath. And then I go with this particular primer, and I am blown away by the quality of this particular primer. It is super nice. Next, I have another primer that just took me by surprise, and I did not think I would love this primer, but I do. And I'm talking about this Wet n Wild Impossible primer. This is a silicone-free primer, and I got the recommendation from Tati. She was raving about it. That's why I decided to get it. And thank God I got this particular primer. It is again so good. I don't know how Wet n Wild did this magic. It's silicone free, but it keeps my T-zone matte throughout the day. I have some tiny pores over the here, and it just fills in all those pores, and it gives me a smooth canvas for my foundation. It does not like become patchy or blotchy at all. My foundation just glides on top of this particular primer beautifully, and I like to use it on my T-zone because I have pretty dry skin. So I was using this primer a lot during summer, and you can see I have used it up. Like, I have a tiny amount left. I have used it quite a bit during last summer, and I absolutely love it. If you have like really oily skin, and if you want something without silicone, because silicone can clog your pores, so if you want something light, something that would keep your oils at bay, definitely give it a shot. Two more primers. First one is this NYX Marshmallow Primer. What a beautiful product it is. Like, when it was first launched, everybody was raving about it. Like, it was all over TikTok and it was sold out everywhere. So I just decided, okay, let me just try it and let me just see what's the buzz is all about. And this primer, I know it's a hit or miss for some people, but for me personally, it's definitely a hit. I have more like dry skin, and during summer I have more like combo skin. This primer, it has a whipped kind of a texture. Let me just show you. It has a like whipped texture, hope you can see, and it smells so good. It has a beautiful sweet marshmallow scent, but the scent, it doesn't linger for a long time, so that's a good thing. It blends beautifully and it again provides you a nice boost of hydration, also a little bit of glow, and at the same time it just makes my skin so smooth. I don't know how it does it. It makes my skin as smooth as a baby's bottom. It is like, you have to experience it. I just cannot explain everything here, like sitting here talking to you guys. You have to try it. They have a trial version, like trial size. You have to try this primer if you are someone who has like similar skin type as mine. This is a really good one, and it also makes my makeup long lasting. Next comes foundation, and this year actually I haven't tried so many drugstore foundations because, to be very honest, 2020 and 2021 was all about tinted moisturizers, lightweight foundations, and I still think that drugstore lacks that category. I was planning to try some newer launches from L'Oreal, their serum foundation, but I didn't get a chance to pick that one up. But I have tried like some foundation, and the next product again took me by surprise, and I am obsessed with it, and I actually used it up completely. I'm talking about my Wet n Wild Skin Tint Hydrator, and I was looking for a tinted moisturizer for those days when I do not want a full face of makeup. Like for example, I'm going for a jog, or I'm going for biking, or just a little bit walk around or groceries. I do not need a full face of makeup, so I used to like use that particular product a lot. I will insert a picture over here. I do not even have the packaging with me because when I was moving I just threw it away. Like, who carries trash, right? So I just threw out the packaging. I do not have it with me. That product is so good. It's kind of thick in consistency. It gives you kind of light coverage, and it is meant to give you a light coverage, but it is not like some other tinted moisturizers that I have personally tried. It has more coverage than the other ones, and to me personally it's kind of like light to medium coverage, and it evens out my skin tone beautifully. Again, it lasts up to like 5 to 6 hours on me personally. It does not dry out my skin. I have tried that one during summer, like scorching heat of New Orleans, and it lasted on me for a really long time. But if you wear a mask, then it's definitely going to transfer. If you are not wearing a mask, then this one is so good, and I'm planning on getting another backup. And I think if you are into tinted moisturizers or like light coverage foundations, and if you are looking for a drugstore option, you should give it a shot. Next comes concealer, and I have 3 concealers with me right now, and these are so good. I recently shared with you a video where I recommended you 5 concealers, and according to me these are better than high-end, and I featured all of them in that video. If you are interested, I will link it down in the description bar below. I have 3 of them, and I am not featuring the other concealers in this video because I tried them before, I think 2021. I tried them in 2020, so I'm not featuring them in this video. But if you guys want some good recommendations, I will mention it in the description bar down below. So the first one is this NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, and I have the shade Soft Beige with me. It's a slightly like highlighting concealer for me, and I tried this concealer I think in the beginning of 2021. This is so good. It's like, it's not too hydrating. I would not call it too hydrating. It's like a medium consistency, and it gives you an insane amount of coverage. It does not settle down on my fine lines whatsoever, and it lasts all day long. Like, it's concealer, it will crease, but the wear time matters the most. It stays put for up to like 6 to 7 hours, and then it starts to crease on me, and I have like quite prominent under eye wrinkles, and I am planning on doing a video on how to stop your concealers from creasing, or how to like increase the wear time your concealer. That video is coming up pretty soon on my channel, so stay tuned. And the next 2 concealers are my, like, they have my heart. First one is this e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I have tried the regular one as well, but I like this one better because the formula is so creamy, but I know when you use a super creamy concealer, it tends to settle on your fine lines, but it doesn't do that. It just blends beautifully, and it is full on full coverage. It gives me full coverage. And see, I am already out of it. Like, this is my second bottle and I am already out of it. I already have a backup in my drawer. That's how much I love this concealer. It is so good. I love the doe foot applicator here. It is really easy to apply, really easy to blend, and this formula is as good as any of my high-end concealers. And if you are someone who has really dry under eye area or like combo skin, definitely give it a shot. This one is super good. And if you have really like oily under eyes, then go with the regular one. That one is again amazing. The next concealer is again no surprise. If you have been following me for a while, you must know my love for this concealer, and this is my L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer, and I'm in the shade Cashew, and I'm in the shade Medium Sand in this ELF one. And I still regret not trying the concealer sooner. I tried it like 4 or 5 months ago, and oh my god, the coverage is insane. Again, it blends beautifully. This is what I'm wearing today underneath my eyes. It just gives me insane amount of coverage without making my under eyes look heavy or dry or cakey. It is very creamy, blends beautifully. It is not too creamy where it starts to crease. You know what I mean. This concealer is so good, and if you are a bride to be, I'm telling you, you do not need any high-end concealer. Just grab this one, and this can be a perfect concealer for bridal makeup. Just grab it and you will be all set. Next comes powder, and for powder I have here 2 pressed powders and 1 like loose powder. And the 2 pressed powder that I'm going to talk about is this NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop powder over here. I have the shade Medium, and this L'Oreal Infallible powder foundation, and this is in the shade Sand Sable. Let's just talk about the L'Oreal one first. Again, it was like sold out everywhere. People were raving about this particular product a lot on TikTok, here on YouTube, and I was like, you know, let me just give it a try. And this powder, the coverage it gives, it's insane. It's not heavy at all. It gives you an insane amount of coverage, but it does not make your skin look really dry or patchy or crusty at all. I have dry skin and I love it, though I haven't tried it as a powder foundation. It is a powder foundation, but since I have dry skin, I haven't tried using it as a powder foundation, but I have tried it as a setting powder and it really works for me, and I highly recommend you getting this one. And the next one is this NYX one. This one, it does not like give me as much coverage as this L'Oreal one, but as a setting powder it is really good. The powder is finely milled and it has that blurring property. Whenever I apply this powder, it just makes my foundation or my base look so smooth, as if it is photoshopped. I'm not even kidding you. And according to me, it is a spot on due for the Charlotte Tilbury one and the Flower Beauty pressed powder. These two are like as close as the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless finishing powder. This just gives me that beautiful, like smooth appearance, as if I have like used some kind of filter on my face. So if you're someone who likes that blurring effect on the skin, and if you are looking for a powder that sets your makeup and gives you that blurring effect at the same time, I think you should grab this one. This is a good one. Next comes loose powder, and for loose powder my recommendation is ELF Hello Glow setting powder, and I'm in the shade Medium. I love this stuff for a couple of reasons. Number one, though it's a setting powder, it has some kind of luminosity in it, like some kind of, I won't call it glitter or shimmer, but it has some kind of luminous property in it. Hope the camera is picking it up. So it works beautifully as like a overall luminous setting powder. It works really well as an under eye setting powder as well. I like to use it as my under eye setting powder. It sets my concealer in place and it also provides a healthy glow. It's like glow from within. It does not make my under eyes or my smile lines look really dry and crusty like some other loose setting powders. I can confidently use this powder as my overall setting powder as well. It gives me that beautiful, like healthy, luminous effect as if I have been drinking a lot of water and my skin is glowing from within. This is the finish that I look for in a setting powder, and it gives me exactly the same thing that I want, and I highly recommend you getting this powder if you are someone who is looking for that particular properties in a loose powder. If you are someone who has really oily skin and if you want something like mattifying, this is not for you. But if you are someone who has more like combo to dry skin, and if you are looking for something that would set your makeup and that would provide you a little bit of luminosity, this is the answer for you. Next comes cheek products. Let's just talk about bronzers. And I haven't tried a lot of like powder bronzers this year because I have so many bronzers in my collection that I want to go through. But there are a few bronzers that really stood out to me. Is this Juvia's Place bronzer, and I have the shade medium with me. Again, when it first came out, everybody was raving about this product, and for a reason. This is a really good product, and you see you are getting like two different shades over here. This one is more like a contour shade for me, and this one is more like a bronzer shade for me. But for my skin tone, I like to mix both these shades together to create a beautiful like contour shade for my skin tone. This is a matte bronzer. It doesn't have any kind of luminosity, so if you are looking for something luminous like a true bronzer that will give you that sun-kissed glow, this is not for you. But if you are looking for a matte bronzer, or if you are looking for a contour product, this formula is so good, and Juvia's Place has done a really good job with the formula. You hardly get any fallout. Like, see, there is no fallout. The powder is so nicely pressed, and according to me, this particular formula is pretty similar to my Benefit Hoola bronzers. So if you are looking for a good drugstore affordable bronzer that gives you that high-end quality, high-end finish, definitely give it a shot. This is a good one. And there is another product that just took me by surprise, is this e.l.f. Putty Bronzer over here. I have done a full in-depth review and wear test here on my channel, and I featured both my e.l.f. Putty blushes and bronzer in that video, so I will mention it in the description bar below, so please go ahead and check that out. By the way, I am in the shade Golden Days, and the shade is actually written over here. So many people actually get confused and they look for the shade over here. No, the shade is written over here. So this is in the shade Golden Days, and it is a perfect contour shade for my skin tone, like perfection. The shade, it is like not too warm, not too cold toned. It is like that perfect, absolute perfect contour shade for my skin tone, and it blends beautifully. It's not patchy, it's not like chalky at all. It is kind of a cream to powder formula. When you first apply it, it applies like a cream product, and then it turns into a beautiful powdery like velvety finish. The only complaint that I have is the lasting power. It doesn't last as long as my other like cream contour products. It lasts for a decent amount of time. It lasts on my cheeks for like up to 6 or 7 hours, and then it starts to fade a little. But if you apply this and if you top it up with a powder bronzer, you are good to go. The formula is so good and it blends beautifully. It does not disturb my base at all. I highly recommend you getting this particular product if you are someone who doesn't wear makeup for like 10 hours or so. If you are someone who wears makeup probably for like 5 to 6 hours and you are looking for a good affordable cream bronzer, this is the way to go. Now next comes blush, and surprisingly I do not have any powder blush in today's video because I haven't tried any single powder blush in this year. Yes, you heard me right, because I have so many blushes in my collection and I do not think I will ever be able to go through them. And Drugstore didn't really release so many powder blushes this year. This year was all about, not this year, past year, 2021, was all about cream blushes, cream bronzers. So I could not find really new powder blushes, but I have a cream blush over here to share with you, and this is my e.l.f. Putty Blush in the shade Bali. I believe this is in the shade Bali, and this is a beautiful, like beautiful I would say reddish, copperish, brownish kind of a shade. The shade is really unique. You can see it is what I'm wearing today on my cheeks. It blends beautifully. It again gives you kind of like a cream to powder finish, and it lasts all day long. The bronzer doesn't last that well, but the blush lasts all day long, and this shade is beautiful. It looks stunning on my skin. I have tried it on top of powder. Yes, I did that. So it blends beautifully on top of powder as well. So if you're someone who likes to wear blushes on top of powder, definitely give it a shot. It does not disturb my base. It does not remove the base product underneath. It's such a beautiful formula, and e.l.f. has done a wonderful job with this particular formula. And I think this is the best Drugstore cream blush that I have ever tried. Give it a shot and you won't regret it, I promise it. Next comes highlighter. Again, I haven't tried many highlighters in this year. I tried only one highlighter. Yes, I tried only one highlighter because again I have so many highlighters and they are so good. I don't think I would be able to finish them in this lifetime. So I don't really need any other highlighter, but I wanted to try this highlighter because so many people compare it with the ABH Amrezy highlighter, and I actually wanted to grab this highlighter but I couldn't, and I still regret it. And when I saw so many people were like comparing this formula with formula and shade with the ABH Amrezy highlighter, I was like, okay, I was not able to get the original one. Let me just try the dupe. And oh my god, this highlighter from Revlon, it is so good, so good. And I got the recommendation from Tati, and she was absolutely right with her recommendation because the formula is stunning. And look at the pattern and look how blinding the formula is. So versatile. You can tone it down, you can tone it up a little bit. If you want that blinding beaming highlight, you can definitely build it up, or if you are someone who likes a little like subtle kind of a look, you definitely can wear it in a subtle way as well. The formula is so good, and look at the pigmentation, and the shade is beautiful as well. It's a perfect like champagne color, and it's perfect for my skin tone. And it doesn't emphasize any texture, and it is not powdery at all. It is like pure pressed highlight. It's not powdery. It doesn't have a really chunky powder base. I do not like that kind of highlighters anymore. I like pure glow, and it just gives me that pure glow. And you can see it just looks so skin-like, and the formula is so high-end. It does not emphasize any texture. It just gives me that beautiful luminosity, and I love it. I highly recommend you getting this highlighter. And every time I would go to Walmart or Walgreens to pick it up, every time this particular shade, it was sold out. So the time when I spotted it, I was like, okay, this is the time. I have to grab it, and this is a good one. For lipsticks, again, I haven't tried so many lipsticks this year, but the ones that I have tried and these formulations, they just stood out to me. Number one is this Maybelline New York Ultimate Matte Lipsticks, and this is in the shade More Rust. I have two other shades with me. This formula, you guys, trust me, just don't go for any high-end lipsticks. Grab these lipsticks and you will be all set. It gives you matte finish. I'm telling you, it's not like something that would give you a luminous effect or something. It is a complete matte lipstick, but it's not like liquid lipstick paint like matte. It's matte, but it still has some kind of hydration in it, and it does not dry out your lips. It does not settle on those lines that you might have on your lips, and it's like one swipe pigmentation. Look how beautiful the shade is, and look how pigmented that is. It's literally just one swipe and you get this pigmentation Like, come on, are you kidding me? These are only like $7, and the formula is so good. Maybelline knows how to do their lipsticks, and there is hardly any lipstick formula from Maybelline that has disappointed me. And this formula, it is so good, and they have so many shades to choose from. So if you are someone who is looking for a good, like really good drugstore bullet lipstick, definitely give it a shot. This formula is top notch. I like comfortable matte lips, and these liquid lipsticks from ELF, you guys, again, one swipe pigmentation, and they have so many shades to choose from. I love the applicator here as well. They are so pointy, so even if you do not want to use a lip liner, you can definitely like shape your lips with this applicator. The formula is so good. It's not patchy at all. It's a pretty dark shade. It's a vampy red shade, but see, there is no patchiness whatsoever. No patchiness. Like with this kind of darker, deeper shades, they tend to become patchy pretty quickly, but this formula, it does not become patchy. It does not like become dry. It does not settle on your lips as well. It's not like the other liquid lipsticks that give you really dry and crusty paint-like finish, and that gives you that butthole lips. It doesn't do that. It's matte. It's definitely matte. It's transfer proof, but it's hydrating at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it doesn't sound real, right? But you have to try this formula to believe me. This formula is so good. I have never had dry lips ever in my life, but for medication, or I don't know what the reason was, I was having issues with dry lips, and I was like, okay, let me just grab a lip gloss just to give me that hydration. And I grabbed this Maybelline Lifter Gloss, and this is in the shade Topaz. It's a beautiful neutral color. But to be very honest, when you apply lip gloss on top of a lipstick, the color does not really show up. So I'm okay with it. I'm really okay with a clear gloss as well, and you do not need tons of glosses. So when I shop for a lip gloss, I want something that doesn't have like chunky monkey glitters, that gives me luminosity, also that is not sticky. I know a lot of things, but yeah, if a lip gloss does not provide me those things that I want, especially I hate sticky lip glosses. I just can't stand them. This is not sticky at all. It's like it lasts up to like 2 to 3 hours on my lips, and it provides a beautiful juicy finish, nice amount of hydration. It's not sticky at all. Like, my hair does not stick to my lips, and it's a big thing for me. If my hair sticks to my lips, no, I'm not getting it. But this formula is so good, you guys, so good. It's not sticky. It gives you that beautiful plump looking lips. It hydrates your lips. It lasts for a really long time, and it is affordable. So if you are someone who is looking for a good drugstore lip gloss, definitely give it a shot. And I love the packaging as well. Like, look at the packaging. Don't you think it's so luxe, so high-end? This pastel, like peachy kind of shade, peachy nude shade, and this heavy, like really heavy plastic bottle. It is so high-end. It's not like cheap at all. And I like the applicator as well. It is like really like, look. It's so nice. These lip glosses are so nice, you guys. So I highly recommend you getting these glosses. They are super nice. So yeah, I didn't get any particular setting spray this year, so I cannot really recommend you any setting spray. I have been using my Milani Make It Last setting sprays a lot, and my LA Girl setting spray a lot. So those were the two setting sprays that I have been using during this past year, 2021. And those are really good ones, the LA Girl one and the Milani one, so you can give them a shot. Those were like my go-to. and I have been talking for like 1 hour straight and I cannot talk anymore. So yeah, let me know if you have tried any of these products, and if you are planning to grab any of these products, I would love to hear it from you all. So let me know in the comment section down below, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I hope this video was helpful for you. If you did, then please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. If you are not following me on Facebook and Instagram, then please do follow me there. All the links will be given in the description bar below as well, so please go ahead and check that out. So yeah, see you soon in my next video. Till then, bye and take care. Bye.